Everybody was like, oh, you had a preemie, you didn't make it to 40 weeks, you're going to lose your weight like this, you're not going to gain, at least you didn't gain your full amount. And I'm just like,
the number you have dialed has been changed.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. And if you are new, welcome to my channel. My name is Grace Square, and you're tuned into my Weight Loss Wednesday Journey series. Every Wednesday, Olivia's banging on the door. Every Wednesday, I will be uploading a video pertaining to my weight loss journey. And if you're interested in following me and how much weight I lose or hopefully lose, make sure you hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss a thing. So this video is the first of the series, and you can tell by the title, because you only click this video because of the title, that this video is about my postpartum weight gain. Everybody was like, oh, you had a preemie, you didn't make it to 40 weeks, you're gonna lose your weight like this, you're not gonna gain, at least you didn't gain your full amount. And I'm just like, I'm an emotional eater, and everything we went through for 67 days was a lot. So I am gonna start talking about my weight gain during my pregnancy and post-pregnancy, being my postpartum. So when I found out I was pregnant, I was 175, which still isn't my goal weight. Like, that still was a lot of weight on myself to be like, okay, I'm gonna throw another insert amount of pounds when I'm pregnant. And so I was 175, and I gained about 10 pounds up till, I'd say, like when I was at 20 weeks. So I was 185 when I was 20 weeks. And then if you haven't been following my journey, I'm just gonna briefly mention that my water broke early at 25 weeks, and I was on hospital bed rest for 6 weeks. And within that 6 weeks, I ended up getting up to 195 because the hospital food is just crazy. And so a lot of the time, my husband would bring food like Uber Eats, yada yada. So I got up to 195, and obviously Olivia was growing, so that also caused me to gain more weight. I did have gestational diabetes, which the hospital ended up putting me on a strict diet, but the food was still gross, and I was still eating ice cream, anyway. So I weighed myself after delivery, and I was at 195. That was my max of pregnancy weight. My daughter obviously was born prematurely. She was born at 29 weeks, and she was in the NICU for 67 days. A week into the NICU, I actually was so stressed. Like, I usually am an emotional eater, but when I'm really stressed, I don't eat. And my mind was so wrapped around like, oh, I need to be in the NICU now. I need to be here. I don't have time to eat. I just want to be at Olivia's bedside 24 hours. So actually in a week, I lost 10 pounds. And also because I was pumping, I wasn't able to breastfeed, because when you have a premature baby, your baby doesn't know how to latch on yet. Like, that's a whole nother video of the steps that Olivia had to be taught from being so early outside of the womb. Can you guys hear her yelling? I feel bad for my husband. She's cutting up. But anyway, I weighed myself a week postpartum, and I also had a checkup, and I got down to 185. And I was just like, okay. But I knew that it wasn't healthy because I was stressed. I wasn't eating. And I knew that I needed to eat more because I wanted to breastfeed and to pump and to have a good supply. So I saw an occupational therapist. I had a breastfeeding counselor come, and they're just like, okay, what do you eat in a day? And I was just like, I just eat breakfast before I leave my house to get to the NICU, and that's it. And they're like, no, you need to eat more. And so a week postpartum, I started getting my appetite back and started eating, but I just kept eating. I was going to the Ronald McDonald House, which was across the street from my NICU. They had spring cupcakes every single day. So I was there for lunch and dinner, so I would eat like 2 cupcakes for lunch and dinner alongside whatever they had. And they had like Phil's barbecue, they had taquerias, and they had like a wing place across the street. Y'all, like I began, when they told me you need to eat, I took it too far. I was eating everything. And like I mentioned, I was an emotional eater. And when you're in the NICU every day, it's like a roller coaster. You know, one day Olivia was thriving, the next day, you know, she had an x-ray with like cloudy lungs. And like that stress of going back and forth, of not knowing what's next, definitely took a toll on me. So by the time Olivia graduated from the NICU, which was in August of 2019, mind you, she was born in May of 2019. So in August, she came home and I was like, okay, oh my goodness, I'm 200 pounds. I'm 5 pounds over my delivery weight. So I was starting to stress about that. And I just couldn't believe from May to August, I had gained 15 pounds. And I was like, okay, once Olivia gets home, I'm gonna just, you know, strap her on the ergo baby or on the stroller and we're gonna go for our walks, yada yada. I'm gonna lose this weight. Did that happen? No. So the older I get, the more I realize that I'm not okay with change. And I got super comfortable. Like even when I left being on hospital bed rest in the day that they sent me home, because I stayed 3 days in the hospital after Olivia was in the NICU, well, after she was born, I was like really sad and was really depressed. I got so used to someone taking care of me, like in the hospital, like feeding me 3 times a day. Like it just felt so comfortable. And so when I got home from the NICU, like funny story, my husband and I called the NICU the day that she graduated, the night, and we were like, can we bring her back because she wasn't eating? It was just like, it's such a nervous time, you know, like your baby's prematurely and you have all this help. She's attached to wires. That's such a comforting feeling. And now you're at home alone with this baby and you're just like, now what? And so that was definitely an adjustment for both of us. And I didn't want to put energy into working out and focusing on myself. Like it was hard. It was really hard in the beginning because I was so used to having help from the nurses. And then, you know, my husband went back to work, so it was just myself. And we don't have any family close enough to help me. And so it was definitely hard. And I, like, when my husband would get home from work, we'd eat out. I'd start, you know, drinking wine again and then beer. And then I just ended up going in this cycle of not taking care of myself and losing self-care and continuing to gain weight as comfort. Olivia turned 6 months in November and I had a postpartum appointment, so 6-month postpartum, so they could check my C-section, my scar and everything was fine. They were like, you look good, but I was up to 220 pounds. And I'm just like, how did this happen so fast? And it's just like, you know, we were eating out every day. We were eating out fast food. I was ordering Uber Eats because I just didn't want to cook. I wasn't going out to walk like I planned. Like everything that I had planned to lose weight never happened. And y'all, I'm only 5'2", so that's like super obese. And then moving on to spring, you know, I was very like inconsistent. I was just like, okay, it's 2020. It's a new year. I'm going to start losing weight. I cannot be a year postpartum and look this bad. And so, and it's also like hard with the internet. Like you see all these moms, like their snapback is like perfect within the next month. And I'm just like, why don't I have that self-discipline? And I decided to not be so hard on myself. I was like, okay, what I went through was trauma. And I know I dealt with it by emotionally dealing with it through food. And so now it's a new year, so just move forward. I'm not going to be hard on myself. I'll just start and practice little things. And then so Lent came around and I was like, perfect, it's Lent. I am going to give up fast food and eating out. And so by that time, by spring, I was down to 211. So I had lost, 11 pounds, and I was very proud of myself. I was like, I'm gonna keep it going. And then quarantine happened. And then so you're in the house all day, and I just want to snack. I just want to order Uber Eats. I just want to drink in the evenings. And so I would say like the first month of quarantine, all of March, I was just like, whatever, I'm going to just eat what I want. And came April, and I was like, no, I need to find a new routine. I know this is going to be our life for quite some time. Who knows when things will get better. I cannot just let myself continue to go and just blame it and mask it under emotionally eating. So April came, I started walking again. I started cooking more healthy foods. We didn't eat any fast food besides like ordering pizza every now and then. And I got down to 204. And so I weighed myself this morning in 204. That's still high, but I am definitely celebrating that weight loss from being 220 pounds in the beginning of 2020. And now I'm down to 204. And so I just want to document this journey and to maybe inspire someone just week to week, give you guys updates. My long-term goal is 145, 150. That's the weight that I feel most comfortable with. Like, I have a really curvy body. I'm not trying to lose my curves. I just want to lose the fat and, just shrink it down a little. So 5 years ago when I got married, I was 145, 150, and I felt really comfortable with that weight. But since 5 years ago, my weight had just been increasing and increasing and increasing. At least right now, I am taking initiative, and I am definitely willing to make that change. And the first step I did was buying an Ease Hold scale. I love this scale. Not only is the scale super sleek, but it also works via Bluetooth with an app called AllFit and provides a lot of information more than your weight. The day that I filmed this video, I was 206 because I weighed myself right after I ate, which was really silly of me. But usually I'm like about 204. And another way I am going to start this journey is by doing intermediate fasting. I've done my research, and for someone who's obese like myself, this is a good way to start your weight loss journey. And also, I will be doing a detox meal plan. So if you're interested in seeing how my week by week weight loss journey goes, make sure you subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. Later.